On the Pfaff Creative 1.5 sewing machine, selecting stitches and their settings is all you need, a touch of a button. So when you turn the machine on, you do get to a straight stitch, a center needle position, and a stitch length. The eye for information can turn on, for example, what foot to use, what the tension set up, and whether or not to have the IDT or dual feed engaged. So you can have that on or off, whatever you'd like. With the straight stitch, if you use the plus and minus right next to the 0.0, this moves needle position. You'll notice you have a ton of needle positions, and it shows you right on screen what and where that stitch is going. The one down below is stitch length. Also, too, if you've highlighted any changes, the numbers are highlighted, and to easily clear those out, just reselect the same stitch number. So as I touch stitch number 1, it went back to the default settings. Also, by picking another stitch, so if I pick stitch number 5 and I go to the zigzag and I come back to stitch number 1, you'll notice that also will change or clear out the settings. Speaking of stitch number 5, our zigzag, so now when we have our zigzag, we can make that all the way up to 7.0. Notice this is growing, that is actual size on your machine. And also we can go ahead and make it longer. So you have all these options. If you see it on screen and you think, oh yeah, I think I like the look of that stitch, then go ahead and set it and away you go. Now stitch number 5, that's the one with the zigzag over there on the right side. That's why it's hanging out at the top of the screen. Zigzag stitch number 4 is the one that's in the center needle position, but you'll still have those exact same settings to play with for those stitches. And then for like stitch number 75, another decorative stitch, again, you'll have the ability to make it wider or longer, or depending on what you're stitching around, what the right setting will be. So have fun with all the different settings. As we always say, stitch out all your decorative stitches, make yourself maybe a little stitch book so you really can see how cool these stitches are when you start to stitch. Now, if you really want to do good, stitch out a decorative stitch and then stop. Change it wider, change it narrower, change it do all the settings, and then you'll have even more choices when you go to pick out your decorative stitches.